Boom. All right, we're recording. So we here. We don't have a title for this particular podcast yet.
Nah.
But we're gonna come up with it. It's been a long time. Introduce yourself.
Damian Dickerson. I've known Keith for like 100 years.
Yeah, man.
A lot of interesting stories we could get into one day.
Yeah. But not if I want to run for anything. No,
version for sure.
Yeah.
From the Bronx. Just recently graduated from Lehman College. Yes.
Well, this is not an interview. Just introduce yourself to the fans, man.
End of the day, just call me Damian, aka Dee Rugz.
Alright. And this is Keith Creed, Champ Creed. Y'all already know who I am. We got the Champ Creed podcast. We got the other podcast, Heart Attack at the Peep Show. We testing things out. This set is different. Last week we had Jon Stewart was shooting down the hall. Like literally. And then before you came in, Anne Hathaway and Jared Leto just walked through like right before you. Yeah. So our studio setup, it's a little different. But we working on it. For what we're going to talk about now, since we here, is the NBA Finals and then transitioning to the NBA Draft. I'm gonna just say that the ratings were up, and the ratings were up because there was two new teams, new superstars, not the same old. Your man Giannis did it, no super team. People was looking at him
definitely
crazy.
Definitely gotta talk about the super team comment.
Yeah, people was looking at him crazy for staying there, but what he said was, if we don't win another one, this is good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was something that he did where he put the team on his back and stepped up big. But also, what it symbolizes that the super team is looked at as a shortcut kind of way to get the ring. And the game is the game. Right. I ain't gonna hate it, whatever. But what's your take on it? Because you said you want to.
All right, so for me, the finals was interesting just because we had new teams. Giannis, I'm a big fan of Giannis. I just always felt Giannis listened to too many outside people like, oh, you got to work on your jump shot. Giannis did not have to work on his jump shot, just abuse people down. That's always been my take on that. Always been a Devin Booker fan since he was in Kentucky, so I was really happy for Devin Booker to come out. So now he's a well-known star now in the NBA, hopefully. Chris Paul. Once again, another playoff coming up short. It's going to be interesting this offseason to see how he plays it out.
He the Patrick Ewing of point guard, bro. Like, he got there.
I think his heartbreaks are probably worse than Patrick Ewing's, though.
How so?
Oh, he's been up 2-0 in some big series, and they collapsed.
Pat was up 2-0 against the Bulls, and they lost.
Yeah, but you playing Mike, though.
I mean, this
you playing Mike, so I'll give you a little slack.
Give me another. This is a good one.
All right, so this finals was up 2-0. Okay, and you lost 4 straight. You didn't even get another game in, which was kind of crazy.
He lost in 6, and the Knicks lost in 7, right?
I think 6. I think 6.
Wait,
When it was up 2-0, I don't think that series went 7. We got to fact check.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. The stocks got cold in that
So let's also talk about when he played in Houston. Mm-hmm. They was up in that series, even though he got hurt. That wasn't his fault, but they still lost that one. Let's talk about when they played the Rockets. When he was with the Clippers, he was up, I think, 2-0 in that series, or I think there was a 3-1 or 2-0. I'm not too sure when Doc Rivers was coaching the I think they was up this last year. He was there, and they blew that team.
But the injury with Patrick when they was up against
the Pacers,
right. And he had a bad leg, and he finger rolled and it went in and out. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm telling Chris Paul,
he got a lot of similarities. So for me, with the thing with Giannis was I was big critic of him signing that so early, that contract so early. I thought that was like a bad move. Then because the Nets, they loaded up, and I was like, oh, the Nets is going to be there, Miami's going to be there. There's teams in the East that's still good. I think during the regular season it was a little slow, and they figured it out. They got hot at the right time. They figured it out. They got into the playoffs. Coaching, I gotta give Coach Bud his credit. I was another big critic of Coach Bud. He made adjustments, and they won the Nets series. That was big. They got destroyed the first 2 games.
Yeah, I didn't think they had it.
They got destroyed, and Kyrie got hurt, but they made other adjustments, and they came back and won. Giannis, that press conference just put a lot of pressure on dudes in the NBA.
Yeah,
because
he called it out. Team. He called it out.
I could have left, went to the super team. He said, I don't want to call people out.
Mm-hmm. He called it out without calling it out.
Who he was talking about. We ain't gonna mention no names. Ain't no names. So, needless to say, I think Giannis just changed the landscape of the NBA.
So you think that they're not gonna do a super team shit no more?
Because people are not going. So, all right. So
He made people put, because we on the street, we put an asterisk next to it, and they might talk about it on like First Take, whatever, but this legit.
I got a perfect thing for you. So before First Take even happened the next morning, I was on the phone with somebody and I just asked, so the question was asked, does Giannis one ring holds more weight than KD's two? And I don't want to, two is greater than one.
Yeah.
But this Giannis championship is like a Dirk Nowitzki type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I won it, not by myself, but I had some good pieces around me, but I didn't have no significant
It was
players
a team.
around
He
me.
Didn't have like a perennial all-star or another
Future Hall of
dream team
Famer,
or
right? I
another
have
Hall
a
of
future
Famer.
Hall of Famer with me. I don't think Chris Middleton. Well, maybe depending
He's
how they
an
thought.
all-star, but he's
the way how they putting everybody in the Hall of Fame, he might make the Hall of Fame. Who knows? I think Giannis really changed the landscape. He's going to put a lot of pressure on people. I think Dame Lillard might think about staying now in Portland. He might go to the front office and say, "Hey, I'm going to stay, but y'all going to have to figure this out."
But listen, you got to look at all the factors that led to Giannis getting there, right? KD foot on the line, and then Kyrie foot in the cast. You know what I'm saying? like those are the two things.
That's very good.
But sometimes you got to get a break like
You
that.
gotta get a lot of luck. You
Yeah.
gotta get a lot of luck. I always tell people, like, listen, NBA, it's going to be 85%. 85% of your talent, 50% mental, and that's pretty much it. But always people never count on is luck. You need a lot of luck to win a championship in any sport. I don't care what sport it is. You got to get a break here and there. And the Bucks got a lot of. Charles Barkley said it best one night about the Bucks. He said the Bucks got to be one of the dumbest teams, but they got enough talent to win the NBA championship.
Why you say they were dumb?
Because the way they was always playing with the perimeter and not counting and punishing people.
Lopez
right.
out there,
He's like, and I kid you, I laughed so hard when he said that, and that's like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Yeah. So I think the NBA Finals was great. Just because we got new people in there, and it's probably ushering another set of superstars, Giannis and Devin Booker. We're going to see how I think this offseason is going to be crazy now.
All right. This next segment is Game After the Game. And just for you that used to tune into the old podcast that I used to do, Game After the Game is about athletes, the athlete culture, the entertainment culture, the campaign culture when the ref blows the final whistle and when they say it's a wrap on the sound stage. So our first, I don't even know what to call it, man. I don't want to say it's a lesson. I don't want to say a subject. PJ Washington.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, bro.
You give the rundown because you get your ear to the streets.
Semi to the street.
Yeah.
PJ Washington, I think he's, I want to say, second year in the NBA. Charlotte Hornets player.
Emerging team.
He had a good year, surprisingly.
Yep, made the playoffs.
Actually, Michael Jordan made a great pick this year.
Yes,
finally.
he did.
It's only took him like 20-some-odd years to get that right. But anyway, PJ Washington, dating with a young lady.
Okay, we don't want to say her name.
Right. But her reputation precedes itself. Let's just say that.
There's a book. A tell-all book.
And if you know who it is, you'll figure it out. Dating a young lady for a while. She had a baby. There was a relationship. As soon as the baby was born,
a couple months later, allegedly, there was some relational friction. Got thrown allegedly in there.
Yeah, allegedly, there was some friction. So I brought this to keep attention. I just said to myself, who's the big homie in the locker room to pull him to the side like, hey, you shouldn't be talking to this girl?
I don't think there is any. And for us, we grew up in a situation where we had OGs that would pull out coattails and be like, listen, there's certain people you take to certain events, right? And I remember somebody told me like that. Well, matter of fact, when we got to college, right? And I knew this before, but he said there's some women that you take to the Source Awards. There's some women that you take to the Bob Awards.
Right.
There's some women that you take to the NAACP Awards.
Right.
There's some women that you take to the what's the shit before the Oscars?
The
She didn't
Emmys?
come with- Nah, not the Emmys. It's the other one. It's the other, not the Screen Actors Guild. The People's Choice Award.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, one of them.
Right.
The Emmys, SAG Awards, People's Choice. One of them. They're the same damn thing. Whatever. And then there's women that you take to the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
That's just, to break down the caliber. And PJ Washington just took the wrong person to the wrong party. and got a gift bag.
He got an everlasting gift. An everlasting gift bag. In the words of one of my great friends, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I just want to know who's having these conversations with these dudes in the NBA. Like, listen, save your money, fool around with the girls, be careful.
Right.
If you ever feel like, I don't know if I should be talking, just give me
in the words of Robin Harris from House Party, keep your mind on them books and off them girls. And mess around and make the same mistake I did.
Listen, I don't know, because when we looked at the roster yesterday, or the last time I saw you, there was no vet. There was no vet in that room.
No.
And I know you ain't going to Jordan for that.
And I know you ain't getting no advice on how to handle your Mac from Gordon Hayward.
Okay. And you're not going to Jordan actually to go and get no relationship advice either. But I just need to know who is talking to these dudes, man. Like, somebody should have been like at an all-star game, at a party, something. And should have just been like, yo, bro, this not the one you're supposed to be with. Like,
well, listen, hold on. He had a teammate that was in the same situation where he had to choose who he wanted to take to the award show. LaMelo, but LaMelo got Big Daddy OG LeVar.
He got the big homie
saying, hey,
she's a whore.
There's holes in the streets. And you ain't bringing them home to me and Tina. But that's the fundamental difference. That's the fundamental difference. Having somebody like that.
A lot of guys, a lot of these young dudes, I'm going to just say in the NBA, probably didn't have a positive role model. Oh, just somebody, a male role model just to talk about with women in general.
Right.
Because there is a rumor that she was scouting people at Kentucky at the college.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They would say grooming. Allegedly.
I say she was scouting. She was scouting. She was scouting. She was scouting.
And then there are predatory people that do that kind of thing.
I'm not going to mention nobody's name, but I was at a draft party one year, and I literally saw girls that was approach one of my friends and think he got drafted.
Oh.
And it's like, yo, didn't you get drafted by the Spurs or something? He was like,
he said, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And she was like, oh yeah, they playing. And she was saying, I don't know where she said they went. Oh, they play in Atlanta or something like that. I looked at her like, they don't play in Atlanta, shorty, but okay. Like, women are, listen, I'm not knocking the game, but I need some of these dudes to be more aware, like, the people that's going to be trying to talk to you. Like, I always tell dudes just like this. If you've never had a woman in that category before, don't think she likes you because it's you.
Well, I gotta give you the flip side of that, because my homie, my man Nick, the comedian, he explained this to me. He said, yo, you gotta look at it like this. Like, the players that are in the league now, they've been looking at these girls on the gram since 2011, 2012.
That's true.
And they had no access to them. They just had a dream about being with them, right? So you fast forward, if you 13 years old in 2012, 9 years later, you in the league, and this is the joint you've been looking at for all this time, you're gonna be enamored. And whatever she say, the lure you in, he might have got to talk from somebody. But whatever was whispered in this ear, whatever she was saying in this ear, everything just went out. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I can not saying I agree with why he dove in like Trey Songz and jumped out the window like Eric Sermon. You know what I mean? But I can see if you ain't got nobody, putting the guardrails on your back end, then you gonna fall prey to jacking. Simple as that.
It killed me to see that. It really did. Just because I'm like, he's too young and I don't think he understands what he's getting himself into.
It's like everybody's so
you looking like, yo, bro, like, that's not the one. Mm-hmm. And just for now, it's like, yo, you got a kid involved now. And like, what's the household gonna be like? Now the kid's gonna suffer in the long run.
And it's gonna be on social media.
Oh.
This is all gonna be on social media. Like, that's one thing I gotta give Champagne Poppy props, my man Drake. He did a big stepdaddy of the year 2022. He did a damn good job of keeping his shit on the low.
He did. Shout out to my man for pushing T for exposing that. I'm never gonna let him ride for that. I thought that was crazy. Listen, for me, I see. So like, some women be like, oh, guys are predators. Some women are predators too. Right. You know, some of these guys are very naive. And you gotta think, if I'm a child basketball prodigy, when I have time to date? Right. When did I have time to have my first heartbreak? Right. Or me experiencing dating multiple women, trying to figure out, just the learning of do's and don'ts. When you're a child prodigy, basketball prodigy, you don't have time for that. It's the gym, the practice, the game, and that's it. You probably get your first dating experience. Just think about it. If you go from high school, there's really no time for that. You go to college, you're gonna have time for that. But you're learning on the fly now. Now you're a little bit behind the curve. And just think about it. Most of these dudes are leaving after the first year. So now you're going straight to the league. Now you're in parties and you're seeing certain girls, like you said, you're scrolling on the gram. That's so-and-so. You're in Calabasas. You ain't never seen that girl in South Missouri State.
Right.
So now you in Calabasas hanging with Kyle Kuzma, and then yo, God, who that?
So.
And next thing you know, you're on social media with twins. Right. Looking crazy.
All right, man, so we're going to wrap that up. That was the game after the game segment. And then we're going to kind of like an offshoot of the game after the game. I guess this will be later on down the line, but we'll be right back after this break. We got to talk Olympics, right? And this is a personal story. So it was going to be one of the boxes I checked. Look, if you know me, you know I do
world-renowned traveler.
Yeah, I do different things. If there's something I put in my mind, I shoot for it. Most of the times I hit, some of the times I miss. One of the things that I was going to shoot for was covering the Olympics, right? And I wound up getting in a situation where I was going to cover the Olympics. To the point where I was in Tokyo, December 2019, right? Scouted out everything, right? Saw the stadiums, they were still under construction, everything, right? Pandemic happened, Tokyo's out the water. They canceled the Olympics, right? So then now I hear they bringing it back, and I'm like, it's not a good idea, but they can't cancel it because Tokyo, Japan, they put so much money into these stadiums that they only use for the Olympics.
Ask Brazil
and that's
about
it,
that. Ask
right?
Brazil.
There were other businesses that expanded their infrastructure,
right,
or the physical structure, whatever, so they can accommodate more people. That's a wash. NBC spent so much money acquiring the rights because they just got Sunday Night Football.
I think they renewed the contract.
They renewed the contract, yeah. So the Olympics is a big thing for them with the television rates and the television contract. So they wasn't going to cancel it, but this Olympics is a wash. It's a wash. It's a wash, bro. Like, I don't think nobody's gonna watch it. Literally no one's gonna watch it because there's no fans in there, right?
Well, see that part I didn't know that. So
there's no fans in the stadium. Oh, because the numbers is picking up out there. Whatever, right?
I don't. Last time I checked, I think it was. I don't know where it was from. I think it was like 17 or more. I think 17 or more people tested positive.
Right.
That was so far over there. And once I heard that, and then the whole cardboard bed situation.
Yeah, the beds, the cheap ass beds, like so that way they don't want. Listen, the Olympics is where super babies can be born. You know what I mean? If you got world class athletes, swapping genetics over there. But you're not gonna do it on no cardboard bed.
Listen, I heard a lot of Olympic Village stories.
Yeah, well, they gonna find a way.
Legendary story.
They gonna find a way. But yeah, man, it's just a wash, and it's unfortunate. This is one of those. It's a casualty of COVID, but there's a silver lining, and I found this out today. So there's a guy. I'm not gonna say his name. It ain't me. But there's a guy that's on Tinder, right? Mm-hmm. And he paid for like, I guess the premium service. You could switch up your location. Right. So he put his location in the Olympic Village. So now he put like on all the athletes. He went on, the website, and he, whatever. My man got 5 matches from 5 female Olympians in the first day. 2 from America, 2 from like some other country I can't remember.
I gotta shake that man's hand.
Your innovation. That's game beyond the game.
That's the fact that you even thought of that.
Right.
You were even genius.
Right.
I just need to shake your hand for that. Yeah. I don't think anybody would have thought about doing that.
He put his location in the Olympic Village, and he got 5 lined up. But I mean, like, where the conversation gonna go? They gonna be like, let's meet. What you gonna say? Oh, I can't get in because the pandemic. But when you get back, let's meet. There it is.
Listen, you forgot. This is a great thing called FaceTime. There's a great app called WhatsApp.
Yeah, but
I could talk to you all day.
Yeah, that's to set up the convo. He's a candidate for Man of the Year.
Yes,
candidate for Man of the Year.
Candidates for Man of the Year.
But it's July, and I gotta say, the front runner for Man of the Year, I don't know how you're gonna top this. It's gotta be Van Jones. Van Jones
is definitely
in
the front runner.
In the span of several months, he helped swing the election.
Definitely did.
He allegedly dating Kim Kardashian, and he got $100 million from a man that stepped off a spaceship, bro. How you beat that?
You can't.
How you beat that?
You can't. All right, right now he's definitely my front runner. I don't even have a close second. I can't even think of anybody. 100 mil, Kim K, election, helped out with the whole George Floyd thing.
Right.
Listen, man. That man, he might be the man of the year.
Van Jones might be 2021 man, and we got several months left in the year.
Somebody gonna have to pull.
Somebody gonna have to
super magic. Like, I need you to invent
so Van Jones is the front runner.
I think my man from Tinder who did the Tinder trick. He's a far second, but
the Tinder Mac is number 2.
The simple fact that he even thought of it. I got some legendary dating app stories, but I gotta consult with some people, see if I can expose some of those stories.
We're gonna do like imaginary player 2, no names were found.
No name, no face, man. No name, but none of the stories are exaggerated. No.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna wrap it up. That's the first one. Get it in the books because I don't know, they still breaking down the set over here. And by the next show we'll probably have a title for it.
Sure.
All right.
Positive.
Yeah,
my bro.